Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maribel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about discernment. So examples are connection that you have with people, that God will give you discernment. He will let you know who are good friends, who are bad friends, who are there for you for the lifetime, or who is there for you in a specific time frame. Um, for example, um, one time I had people over my house, and they were friends to me. That person left a bad spirit behind, and God, of course, I felt I have the spirit of discernment, so I knew that she was not really good with God. So when she left, she left a bad spirit in my house. You discern if they are possessed, um, and not all friendships are like last forever. Some friendships are temporary, they're seasonal. So if they're living in sin, you can actually discern that, and you can actually feel it in an atmosphere. So I'm talking about. There was a time when my husband and I were at this church. We lasted about 4 years, and serving at that church, we were in the in the multimedia department, and we, like, for some reason we couldn't connect with the people in that church. We couldn't connect even with the pastors. Um, but later on, God revealed what was going on. Being 2 years at this church, we were like, we felt like we didn't belong in this church. We were socially isolated with these people, with the whole church. When they had events like Thanksgiving, Christmas events, where you after church, they will everybody will sit around and eat and get along. There's always like we will spend like 5 minutes there, feel uncomfortable, and just leave. We didn't feel connected to that church. Like I said, we had a spirit of discernment. Like I said, we didn't know at that time what it was, but I knew there was something off, with something spiritual going on. Within the third year of being in this church, I'm explaining step by step what's going on until we find out what was going on spiritually. Within that church, within the third year, we met a couple. We became friends with them. They had kids too. But there was something going on, I guess, in their spiritual life as well. With God, gave me a dream. It was just like, it was something concerning within the ministry of multimedia. It was like they wanted to take control of that situation. They wanted to be part of it, or they wanted they wanted that position that me and my husband had, which eventually, as soon as we left, they took control of that multimedia ministry. So before that, of course, I said, we met them, became friends with them. They were like around our age, and God gave me a dream. Like I said, they wanted to take control of our ministry. They wanted to, and they were like, it was like a sense of evil in that way. They weren't like true friendships. What I felt that dream was, they just wanted to know, well, basically what my husband was doing. They were close to us in that way, like trying to steal our ministry. And at first I let my husband know about this dream. He didn't really understand the dream. So anyways, we continued with this friendship. The more we connected with them, the more I was like, this is too much. They were hanging out way too much in my house, and I just felt a little weird because they wanted to know everything that my husband did. And I was like, this is maybe my dream was just subconscious, like, hey, they're not really true friends. You have to be careful with them. We didn't cut that relationship, but because of them, God used them and us to the point that my husband and I almost had a divorce, you could say, because God was trying to remove us from this church. So let me just go to the end. As soon as we left that church, we realized that one of the pastors was in sin. Um, and I won't go into details because, you know, uh, due to people that know me might know who I'm talking about, but eventually they will find out. Um, so, yeah, so one of the pastors was in sin. Um, I so we decided to leave. We A year later, all that happened, all went down. He actually divorced his wife, and she's pastoring all by herself now in this church. So yeah, within the years, we thought that we were just socially awkward. We were introverts, and of course we were, but we have a spirit of, the gift of discernment, and just God knew that something wasn't right. God knew that probably the pastor was in sin for about years, and that's why we couldn't really connect with the pastors. Um, so we have to be careful who we put in the altar. So if the pastor's in sin and he has a spirit of pornography, if he has a spirit of idolatry, sorry, fornication, or any type of sin, whoever's preaching out there, whoever's singing, ministering up there, will soon put whatever they have into their people, into the church. So you have to be careful who's laying hands on you. Just pray before you go into the altar. When they call upon your name, or if they say, hey, if you want a prayer, come. Like, if you are not sure about that person, you don't know that person a lot, you don't know their ministry, you don't know their life, just stay in the benches. Let Pray to God that God touches you, that God talks to you, because if that person lay hands on you and whatever sin they're in, they can actually, transfer that to you, whatever it is, fornication, pornography, or whatever they are going through. Yeah, having the gift of discernment, it protects you from friendships that are trying to destroy your ministry, that are trying to steal your ministry, um, friendships that they're not right, just people that have bad intentions, and God will discern that. God will let you know. So, so if you're like confused or what's going on, that you feel isolated, that you don't feel connected with any person, if you feel sad about a friendship that is over, there's a reason for that, and you have to pray about it, of course. But God, if you don't have the gift of discernment, pray about it. It saves, a lot of time. For example, if I heard this testimony where this pastor was praying for this. She recently met someone, and she just came out of nowhere. She told the pastor that she wanted to serve, that she's really good at singing, and it doesn't matter how great you sing or whatever. If you're in sin, like God, you can't be up there. You can't be in the altar. That's sacred. And so this pastor, because she has the gift of discernment, God placed like a sign over her head, of the woman's head, and put a lesbian. So she was a lesbian. And so the pastor was like, let me pray for you. You have to repent. And she told her what's going on. So eventually this woman she stopped going to this church, and it didn't, it didn't work out because I guess she didn't fully wanted to commit to God. So I recommend for all pastors that before you put someone on the altar, make sure you pray. Pray before you put that person, no matter how good they sing, no matter how good they preach, no matter how anointing they look, or how many tongues they come out of their mouth. Pray because the altar is sacred, and whatever, like I said, whatever sin you're in, and you're in the altar, you can transfer it to the people. They can become possessed, and that's not, good. So yeah, thank you for watching, subscribing, liking. Um, yeah, hopefully you'll like this video. We'll probably do more videos like this, me walking around in the nature, and because the weather is getting warmer, it looks much cuter and nicer. And yeah, so thank you for watching.